back and welcome to Serena Equestrian, and today our farrier comes out. Jenny has mixed feelings about the farrier. So Rocket's shoes have been on for 8 weeks now, and that is what has been recommended to us by our farrier, and it seems to be pretty comfortable for him. And I am deciding to have him re-shoed because shoed, whatever, because his hooves are still very cracked and they are helping them get put back together, and it is making him a lot more comfortable, I've noticed. So I think I'm really going to try for that. This is what they look like now. They're just shoes, just like what you'd expect. He's a little prince for the farrier. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're so sweet. After he is done trimming his hoof, he heats up the shoe, then burns Rocket's hoof, and what is burnt needs to be taken off until the whole hoof is burned. This is a process called hot shoeing. Rocket was short in the toe whenever he was shod last, and so this time my farrier noticed that he was longer in the toe, and that was what we wanted, so that it was more shock absorbing. And since Rocket had more hoof, he needed to use a bigger shoe. As you can see, he is putting on the shoe and then taking it off really fast and then trimming off what is left of the hoof. Then he is trimming off what is black. If it comes out white and black, that shows that the whole hoof is not even and the shoe won't fit properly. This whole process did take about 2 hours because it was cold out, and if my videoing is absolutely horrible, I was completely shaking. I was frigid, and literally tips to him. Like, he is amazing for coming out here on such a cold day. He also melts the metal down by using an oven and then makes tabs for his specific foot, so they are completely fitted. Once he is done fitting the shoe for his specific hoof, then he gets to nailing in the hoof, and no, this does not hurt the horse. It is basically like nail. If you were to clip your nail, then no, it does not hurt. But if you do trim it too short, then yes, it could hurt. And right here, he is, again, just kind of fitting the shoe a little bit more, and then he will get to putting them on.
When it's very cold, you usually have to, you can't hit their hooves is hard.
Oh, how come?
Because it kind of, their nerves are kind of, the blood flows so slow.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of zaps them, their nerves, Kind of like if you jump off somewhere once your feet are cold.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
So, sometimes that you gotta just be real slow with nailing. Time.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Come on. And it's a bigger shoe now too on the back as well, because that old shoe would only go up to about right there. And I need a little more length to cover everything, because he had little toe, almost no toe. So last time that foot was like very stood up, and we took a little more heel off this time, more on the inside.
Here he is just trimming up the frog a little bit and just trimming the hoof down. He is also very, very, very knowledgeable, and he does a lot of people in our area. And so, yes, just have respect for your farriers, because they are doing literally so much.
That's crazy you can dig in that far. They don't.
Yeah, it's still pretty chalky right there. See that? I still got a little bit of depth right there. And you always want depth. That's what keeps a horse sound.
So what's all the white?
Chalky. This is all dead sole.
Oh, okay.
From growing. You know, when the shoe's on there, that hoof doesn't wear off. So now I got to trim it all down and get it down to where it needs to be. As much as I want it this way.
Yeah.
Because he pushes with his feet out too. And so now I'm just going to trim both sides down evenly. And
So you can tell how a horse walks just by their.
yeah, by the way their feet wear off and the way they grow. So. Get all this out of here.
Yeah, that is stinky in there.
Yep.
Some of that stuff.
Yeah, it sure is. And that's why I'm just going to burn it on. It kind of kills some bacteria.
Oh, yeah.
You're a fire-breathing dragon. Boop. So Rocket's hooves have a history of cracking, which is why we decided to put shoes on him, just to kind of squeeze his foot together. That way his hoof would stop cracking, and so he could continue to trim off little by little of the toe, and then his hooves would not be cracked, so they couldn't get worse, essentially, which I originally was thinking about composite shoes. But he does not do composite shoes, and he was thinking about doing them in the future, but the future is not there yet. So composite shoes are essentially composites. You know, they're made out of composite, and they are less rigid and more compatible with horses, essentially for maybe arthritis or with joint pain. They're more delicate to their joints, but metal shoes are more rough. But Rocket's hooves are desperately needing something to kind of hold them together. So until then, we're just going to continue with the metal shoes. Hi, what are you doing? So this is the last clip I have of this farrier visit, because I was simply too cold and I did not film an outro or an after picture of Rocket's hooves. So that's just gonna be that, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.